heard of talking cars, but have you ever heard of boys who turn into cars? Of all the whacked out concepts I've seen, Turbo Teen has to take the cake. After driving off the road due to a freak lightning bolt, Brett Matthews crashes into a lab and is hit with a ray that merges him and his car into one being. And thus Turbo Teen, crime-fighting boy car hybrid, is born. Jesus, the transformation scenes are legit nightmare fuel. Oh god, I can't look. Tell me when it's over. This is one of those shows that could only have happened in the 80s. And get this, he transforms into a car when exposed to extreme heat, and back to a boy with extreme cold. Don't think about that for more than a second, because it falls apart real quick. How does he shower? What happens during a heat wave or a cold front? Who knows? It's cartoon logic fuckery. Oh fuck, look at him. How is that not a living hell? What's terrible is the show doesn't even manage to follow this rule of hot and cold consistently. In Video Avenger, a slice of pizza is hot enough to transform him into a car. A cup of coffee spilled onto him is enough as well, but wouldn't that also have happened if he drank it? And of course the early abomination I shared is also something that doesn't really make sense. The ice should have transformed him fully back, but instead only half transforms him.
But why?
I have so many questions besides that though. Like, if the car is damaged, does it hurt him? He crashes against a wall in an episode, leading to his computer brain being damaged, and that translates into memory loss in his human form, so what happens if he breaks part of the car off? At one point, he does get a flat tire, but that seemingly doesn't lead to any real harm to his human body. Maybe I'm overthinking a children's show, so I'll move on. His crime-fighting antics are assisted by his cute girlfriend Patty, a school news reporter, and his mechanic friend Alex. Oh, and his dog, because no show about teens solving mysteries is complete without a dog. Patty is the Lois Lane type, as in she basically has a lady boner for danger and often gets herself into a lot of trouble, particularly being kidnapped. Twice, in the same damn episode, even after escaping once already. At least she's cute. Alex is written to be the car guy, and weirdly also the computer whiz of the group, but in a way that shows the writers don't really know what they're talking about.
One more wire ought to do it. Your computer memory is as good as new.
What does a flathead screwdriver have to do with fixing Brett's computer brain? The two of them do actually contribute to the show though, as they have to save Brett a number of times, like in episode 8 when Brett is kidnapped by Dark Rider.
When more serum is ready, I will turn the other dogs into wild beasts. Turbo Teen would rather reveal his identity than let wolves stalk the city.
Ah yes, the age-old dilemma. Reveal your identity as a car, or let wild animals run amok. Pretty sure the latter isn't that much of an issue. I think Animal Control would just put old Fido down. Then we have the protag himself. As a car, Brett will have to contend with, car thieves, a Mexican gang, the angry dude in a monster truck called Dark Rider, and even stop an invasion from a foreign army that's somehow tied to a video game. On paper, it sounds absurdly fun, but in practice, it's all a little bit boring. I can see why this only lasted 13 episodes because it's just not that great a cartoon. I can't judge the animation too harshly, this is the 80s after all, but I feel like the cartoon really doesn't lean too heavily into the silly concept of a teen transforming into a car. Sure, he can go turbo and do some crazy-ass stunts, like driving on his side or flying into the air, but it has all the visual flair of a wet turd. Even moments where the car lifts into the air to pass over traffic don't do much to make things exciting. It's just very stiff. Later episodes do experiment a bit with what he can do, but it's still not all that interesting to look at, and comes a little bit too late.
It's already too late.
Although I will give them credit for this amazing car breakdance scene. More of that would have made this show better. It's not really until the final episode that we get a taste of what this show should and could have been. Mystery of the Masked Rider has Turbo framed for a bank robbery, which thankfully does not take up the entire runtime, as well as betrayal, intrigue, and action, some of the best in the season. I loved how capable Dark Rider was in this. He's got the character second-guessing everyone, never knowing who Dark Rider truly is. Unfortunately, As this is the final episode ever made, we are left no closure on who the monster truck driver actually is, besides knowing that he was posing as the janitor the whole time. But man, was it a thrilling episode. It's just a shame that this show didn't live up to the concept most of the time. I think Turbo Teen is definitely one of those shows that deserves a second chance with a full reboot. Made today, maybe some studio could breathe new life into Turbo Teen and fully flesh the series out. Trick out Turbo with more gadgets and abilities, delve deeper into how turning into a car affects Brett, and I think you could have a real winner on your hands.